Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Have you ever wondered how much paint is in an empty tube of watercolor? Well, I was wondering that. I was filling up a palette and I'd actually gotten some Holbein watercolors at a show and I was splitting it up and making pans for some friends of mine, and I had used up this tube of ultramarine and I used my little tube wringer to get every last drop out, but I noticed it was still in the neck, some in the neck, and I tried scooping that out and I put that in a overflow palette, and I got to wondering how much paint would be in here when we've got it to this point. Do we just chuck it, or could we get another painting out of it? And then I've also got some 5 ml tubes, and I'm curious about that too. So let's dig in there with a paintbrush and see how much paint is in an empty tube. So I'm going to start just by first seeing what I can lift out. Oh, I can lift out a lot more. Look at that. I can lift out a lot more with a brush than I could do with a needle tool. Holy cow, that's actually quite a bit. That's actually quite a bit I'm getting out of there. Whoa. Do I want to scoop that up and put it into my palette, or do I want to... Let's just add water and see how much that is, because let's do that for science. Oh my gosh, isn't that a gorgeous color? I can use this paper to do some bookmarks or die cuts out of too, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. This is an empty, this is definitely enough for a painting in here. This would definitely be enough for a painting. So I think what you'd have to do in order to actually use this paint is you'd have to get like a ceramic palette and scoop it out there. We'll just, holy cow, that's so much. I'm thinking I should put this on a palette. Look at that. You know what? Let me get a ceramic palette and we can actually maybe salvage all of this paint onto a palette and be able to use it again for a project. You gotta excuse the mess on my table. This is, I should be doing something else with my time right now, but wow, look at that. Without even cutting open the tube, we have all of this, which honestly, that is way more, I wouldn't have it that thick in a painting. Look at all that. Empty tube. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. I wish I had thought of this palette idea before. Now, be careful of your brushes. This brush is gun kind of blunt, so it's not as, you know, it's not like one of my fine pointed brushes. Don't do this with your best brush. This is, get one of those old kind of ratty ones that you're kind of been thinking about, oh, do I get rid of it? I don't know. Clearly, me getting rid of supplies is not something I'm that keen on doing as I scrape the paint out of here. Holy cow, though, that's plenty of paint. Now, I wasn't going to cut these open, but now I'm just so curious, but I just don't want to, like hurt myself, but I want to see what's in the tube. Maybe I can just get my brush back in there and fish a little more out. I don't know. I think the tube wringer does a good job. Well, okay, we got to cut it open. We're going to cut it open. We're going to see. I'm probably going to cut myself and regret this, but let's take a look. Let's take a look. This is probably ill-advised. Don't do this at home, guys. Because I can see paint in there. Whoa. Actually, that's not that bad. That does clean it out really well. So the tube wringer that I have is a metal one. What did I say? Honestly, it's such a mess here. Where did I put it? Right here. It was like $7 on Amazon, but it's more now. But it's, I definitely recommend a metal one. I used to have a plastic one and it eventually broke. I think that I got this one pretty cleared out. Yeah, there's not much left in there from the tube wringer, so I'm definitely going to say go for the tube wringer. I'm going to try to open that out without, oh, I don't know what to put in there. Maybe a silicone tool, because I want to see what gets stuck in the neck. I think I did clear it out pretty good. For those of you that are like, your scissors. I think I cleaned it up pretty well. This is a messy project. Let's get in there and see if I missed anything. Not really. You know what? I think using the tube bringer and then going into the end, well, I don't know. There's some good stuff in there. Am I penny wise and pound foolish, maybe? I don't know. That's still a lot of paint. Look at that. That's worth going in for, I suppose. Especially with how expensive artist quality paint is. I wish I could cut through the neck of that, but I'm kind of worried about injuring myself. I cut myself on some aluminum muffin tins. Oh yeah, and by the way, just be careful of what your pigments are made out of. You don't want to be doing this with pigments that are toxic, which some watercolor pigments are. Yeah, I think that most of the pigment left in your tubes are going to be in the neck of the tube after you've used the tube bringer. So definitely use a tube bringer. I think that's going to be not so messy and save you a lot. So let's look at the smaller tubes. Should we start right in by cutting them out? I don't know. Let me clean the brush good. I don't want to get any residue. This is vermilion hue. You should probably just dedicate a brush to cleaning tubes out so that you don't end up damaging anything. Look at that though. That's good. That's a fair amount of paint. All right, I'm going to cut it open. Let's see what we got in there. Maybe open it up a bit and then go fishing. Yeah, if you ruin a brush in this process and it's a good brush, you're not saving anything. It's kind of hard to open them up once you've done that because of the tube bringer. Oh, look at that. Ah! How much paint we got in here? Oh, we got more paint in this one. It seems, anyway. You can let me know in the comments below if this is like way too much bother. I always said this was too much bother for me, but I'm procrastinating. You know that? You know procrastinating when you should be doing something else, or you're too overwhelmed by something, and you're like, I can't even think. I'm just gonna waste my time on something marginally productive. Huh. That's a decent amount of paint for an empty tube. What a mess. What a mess, though. It makes such a mess. You could really rinse her out and get some... Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So then the other thing just to consider is that you're going to have to keep that palette. You'll have to find a palette to put your stuff in and then just leave it there. Unless you have a big studio palette you can scrape it into. But I'm kind of like, that'll be fun to do a painting with. So I guess I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. I don't think I'm going to cut them apart anymore. I think that does not yield as much. But I think I will do the just kind of digging in and getting the... Because look at that. Look how much is in there. And again, using an older brush that's not sharp anymore. So I'm not wasting a brush. This brush is going to be demoted anyway. I feel like I have a bunch more in there, but... Empty tube. Still so much paint. And more if I want to cut the tube open, which I think I'm good with that. Yellow ochre. That's one I always will use up. Huh. Take a color that I don't like, that I don't use very much, and we'll do another little swatch on the paper just to see how much. Well, this is fascinating, isn't it? I actually have finished projects sitting on my desk. This is such a bad idea because I've got like a stack of handmade cards like 3 inches away from where I'm doing this. I'm like, I'm going to spatter those and I'm going to rue the day. But look at that. All right, I'm going to call that good, but yeah, I could probably get more out of there, but man, I wonder if the thicker paints like stick to the walls a little bit more. Maybe I'll pull it back a little bit. Yeah, I think I got that pretty good. All right, let's take a color that I don't think I would use. Let's use this green here, permanent green number 2. I'm just going to set this palette on a Jenga pile over there. And let's see how much is in it as opposed, like, just from, like, painting out a bunch. Because this is kind of like a color I wouldn't typically... do a wash of it and we'll see. The things that amuse me. Well, they amuse you too, clearly, because you're watching this. Whoever's still watching it anyway. You have to let me know. Say I'm amused in the comments and then I'll know you're still watching. I know this is probably hurting some people to watch those brushes. Still more in there. My gosh. That's crazy. Okay, now I'm going to just grab a bigger brush. I'm going to wash that out. We're going to see how much is in there. Wow. That's an empty tube, guys. Look at that. So this is about what's left in your empty 5 ml tubes. Right here, the green. The blue, there's more than that because remember we got that blue plus we got this blue right there from the empty tube, a 15 ml empty tube. So there's a lot hiding even after we scrape it out with a toothpick in the necks of those paint jars. So just to give you a little perspective, maybe you want to go digging. Go fishing for pigment. I don't know, you do what you want to do. But yeah, I think that's kind of neat. I'm going to salvage a few more colors, put them in my palette, and then maybe I'll do a painting with it. Maybe I'll use those next when I'm doing something. Who can say? Who can say? But it was fun to learn. It was fun to experiment. And I hope you learned something. I hope that maybe gives you, well, it can let you know either is it worth opening these tubes up to get those extra bits out, or are you good just, no, I call that empty, Lindsay, and I'm chucking it. You know, that's fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. If you've emptied the tube that much, I say good on you. You've done well. And I hope you enjoyed this, this little creative procrastination today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.